This is Rock Leach with Social Fire. Now, I know the DayStar situation and Baby Lamb and Jonathan and Susie Lamb and all the things that have gone on there have been a hot topic for a little while now. I myself have done several videos on this. There have been so much going on in this with audio that has been leaked out and brought out. Different ones have been covering all kind of information that have been coming out. And I've looked at all this information, but what I want to take a look at today, what demons, what evil principalities and powers of darkness are present in this entire situation? You don't want to miss this video. All right, so what we want to do is we want to have a serious conversation today, actually a chilling conversation, because what I'm going to do is pull back, even peel back the layers of spiritual warfare in the church, specifically with what's been happening at DayStar. And there's been talk of NDAs, there's been fear, there's been manipulation. But here's the real question. What if we're dealing with something far darker? What if demonic spirits are actually at work behind the scenes? We want to get into that. The Bible lets us know in Ephesians 6 and 12, it makes it very crystal clear. Our battle isn't against flesh and blood. It's against rulers, powers, and spiritual forces of evil in heavenly realms. I want that to sink in for just a moment. These aren't just bad decisions or questionable leadership. This is the enemy infiltrating, manipulating, and thriving in the shadows. And if fear, control, or deception were present, you better believe a spirit of darkness was there pulling the strings. So what I want to start with is the spirit of deception. This is one of the first spirits that I was able to see there through these tapings and this information that was given out. This spirit, the spirit of deception, is like a serpent slithering through the room, twisting truth into lies, so subtle they feel believable. Remember in 1 Kings 22, a lying spirit deceived King Ahab and led him straight to destruction. Imagine this. What if the NDA, they were actually crafted not just to silence, but to conceal sin? That's deception at its core. And Jesus tells us in John 8 and 44 that Satan himself is the father of lies. If deception was present, it didn't come alone. It's also going to be the spirit of fear that is present. And I want to tell you something about the spirit of fear. Fear isn't just an emotion, it's an actual weapon. Fear grips people, paralyzing them, suffocating their ability to speak. 2 Timothy 1 and 7 reminds us that fear doesn't come from God. So I want you to picture this. Someone sitting in that meeting, heart pounding, terrified to refuse. And that's not human pressure. That's an actual spiritual chokehold. And now we also have the spirit of Jezebel, which is present. This is a sinister creeping in with an agenda of control and domination. Revelations 2 and 20 talks about Jezebel leading people astray, manipulating them for her own gain. The Jezebel spirit doesn't just demand obedience, it twists loyalty into chains. If there were coercion, if voices were silenced through manipulation, Jezebel was in that room. Let's go to the next one here. Let's talk about the spirit of pride, which I believe is present within this DayStar situation. Pride binds, it corrupts, and elevates itself above God. Proverbs 16 and 18 warns that pride comes before destruction. Picture leaders consumed by the need to protect their reputation, refusing to humble themselves or confess. Refusing this even at the expense of a child, baby lamb, and the allegations that's going on there. That's pride, and that's deadly. When pride takes root in a church or organization, it spreads like wildfire, leaving destruction in its wake. But we can't even stop there with the spirit of pride. There's also the spirit of division. Division is insidious. It doesn't just break relationships, it shatters communities. Romans 16 and 17 warns against those who would cause division. And make no mistake, this spirit thrives on secrecy and mistrust. If this NDA situation caused people to feel isolated, and if it sowed seeds of doubt and conflict, then guess what? Division was orchestrating the chaos. So we can't forget about another spirit that I see is present here, which is the spirit of intimidation. Intimidation doesn't just stand in a corner, it towers over its victims, casting a shadow so dark it suffocates hope. Think about Elijah in 1 Kings 19. Jezebel's threat sent him running for his life, even after witnessing God's power. That's how intimidation works. If people in that meeting felt small, powerless, and afraid, it wasn't just human pressure. They were under a demonic spiritual attack. Last one that I want to give you, we have the accuser of the brethren. Revelation 12 and 10 calls Satan the accuser. He's the voice whispering lies, stirring up distrust, and fueling condemnation. Imagine every environment where suspicion and blame hangs in the air like a toxic fog. That's not just dysfunction, that's the accuser at work. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a spiritual reality, and these spirits don't just show up, they actually stake their claim. And if we're not vigilant, they take over. So here's the question we need to ask. Are we seeing the fingerprints of these spirits in churches today? Was fear, pride, or deception tolerated because confronting it would be too uncomfortable? Let me remind you, these aren't spirits to play with. They come to kill, steal, and destroy. But here's the good news. God has given us authority to call them out and cast them out. Ephesians 6 tells us to put on the full armor of God, because this is a battle we're equipped to fight. Truth, righteousness, faith, and prayer, those are our weapons. So what I want to do is I want to leave you with this. What do you see? Do you see this grip of fear and the sting of manipulation in your church? Do you see it in this DayStar situation? Because after all the things that I have looked at with this entire DayStar situation, it is demonic. And it's not just one demon. There are several demons all over this situation. And we've got to call it what it is. It's pride, it's deception, it's division, it's Jezebel spirit. It's all kind of spirits that are here working all at the same time in this situation. And I want to know ultimately, what do you think about it? Because this is a hard situation, but it is demonically influenced. There's no question about it. It's demonically influenced. And I want to know ultimately, what do you think about it? Do you believe? And I may have missed out some demons. I want you to call them out. Get in the comments and call out all these demons. Let's go.